a very good morning to all of you, and thank you for joining us on this lovely Saturday morning. We are so happy to have distributors and friends and customers from all across Southeast Asia. We have friends and distributors from Singapore, from Malaysia, Brunei, the Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia, and for the first time as well, all our friends from India. So welcome to this special session on collagen this morning. We also want to warmly welcome our Platinum International Diamonds and our Gold International Diamonds, and as well as our team from Collagen Corporate USA, Steve Apple, VP of Global Markets, Senior Director of Global Markets, Trevor Luke, and of course, Dr. Vollmer, who has so kindly and graciously accepted this invitation to unpack and to help us discover and learn this new aspect of collagen. Now, we also have a very special guest today with us. You've not met him before, but if you've been following closely on 4Live's, what's going on in 4Live, you would have read about him in our press release. Okay, so I won't be introducing him. We'll keep you in suspense, and Dr. Vollmer will be introducing him. So I think everyone's itching to get started. So let's invite Steve Apple to give an opening speech. Over to you, Steve. Over to you, Steve. Can you hear us?
Steve's audio is connecting. Give him a few seconds to connect the audio. Dr. Tan, can we move on to the next Trevor first?
Yeah, while we're waiting for Steve, let's invite Trevor Luke to say a message to us. Hey, Trevor.
Well, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
That's great. That's great. I'm so excited to hear from Dr. Vollmer tonight, or I guess this morning. Good morning. And actually, I loved seeing in the chat where everyone's from. We have participants from India, from Malaysia, my home away from home. I missed you guys. From Singapore, Thailand, from Indonesia. So let me just say good morning to you all. So mabuhay for my Filipino friends. We've got sawadee krap for my Thailand family. India, good morning. We're happy to have you a part of this. And samalat pagi. I miss you guys. But what a great opportunity we have tonight to hear more from Dr. Vollmer on collagen. Collagen has honestly taken every one of our markets by storm so far. It has risen in the ranks and become one of the top 5 products that 4Live sells. And it's done this in every market that it's gone into. And so what a great opportunity to have more information and some of these new studies that we're going to be able to hear about. But I just want to thank you all for being here. Please, there's still time. Grab your friends, grab your family, show them the Facebook link, have them join the Zoom call. There's still time to learn more about this wonderful product. Thank you all for what you do, and continue to take transfer factor to the world, because we need it more now than ever. It's a great opportunity to share the story of transfer factor and what it can do for you and your life, and for those loved ones in your lives. So thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Tan, for having me, and I'm looking forward to hearing from Dr. Vollmer.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you. Let's move. Steve, are you available? Is your audio okay? All right, while we're waiting for Steve, I actually have 2 good news to tell all of you. The first one would be the Q&A session. Now the Q&A session, we're going to have it after Dr. Vollmer's session. So because all of you are on mute, you will have to ask your questions in the chat. Okay, please ask your questions in the chat and we will take your questions from there. And because there are so many, there are close to 700 of you all, it will be quite impossible to answer all your questions. But don't worry, we are committed to answering all your questions. Just reach out to your local office after this talk and we will help you answer your questions from there. Okay? And the second good news is we're going to have a quiz session after the Q&A. So there will be 8 questions and 8 prizes. The prize is actually 4Life Collagen, a box of 4Life Collagen, and we'll be giving this out to the winners. 8 winners, 8 questions, 8 prizes. Okay, so it would be good if you have a box of collagen here with you, because this is just a hint that some of the answers are on the box. All right, I see Steve Apple already here. Steve, we would like to invite you to share a message to all of us here today. Over to you, Steve.
Yes, hi everybody. I was having some, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello everybody. I'm excited to be here with you today. Hello everybody. Hello?
Yes, Steve, we can hear you, Steve.
Can you hear me, Dr. Tan?
Yes, we can hear you, Steve. Keep
Okay.
talking.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry. I'm having internet problems here from the United States, but I just want to wish all of you the best. This is exciting to have Dr. Vollmer and Dr. Han talk to us with further information about collagen. I still remember when we came early in last year, and we participated in meetings with you, and we had great turnouts. This is a fantastic product. It's something that I take on a daily basis. My wife takes it on a daily basis. It's something that we believe in, something that with all of the scientific data that we have on our product, it's a product that everybody should be taking if they want to decrease some of the effects of aging as we grow older. But I want you to know that we're excited to be here with you. Also, 2021 is going to be a great year. The company is continuing to grow. We're having fantastic sales in January and February. We hope that you're building your business with your people and introducing them to transfer factor products as well as this collagen product that is going to have such great reviews from Dr. Vollmer. So I wish you the best. I'm happy to be here with you. And let's hear from the main speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you. Okay, and now the moment that all of you are here and waiting for has arrived. So are you ready? If you're ready, please type yes in the chat. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Dr. Vollmer. Over to you, Dr. Vollmer.
Thank you, Dr. Dan. I am really excited to be a part of this. I am so excited to be a part of this call. I remember it was over a year ago, as Steve mentioned, that we were in the very markets that you're in right now. Where I'm, of course, back in the United States. I'm down in my basement working from home, and so I miss being able to come and visit and see you and talk with you. And I miss your faces. I still see a lot of beautiful faces on this Zoom call, and so that's nice. And we've got some exciting news for you. A couple pieces of exciting news that is a little bit different from what I've talked with last time. And so let's go ahead and get that started. And I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm hoping somebody will tell me that they can see my screen. Can you, are we good on my screen? Can we see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So as Dr. Tan alluded to, we've got some really exciting news to announce. In fact, you guys are the first markets to actually get this news and meet this person. We actually just hired the newest member of the R&D team, Dr. Lowry Hahn. Dr. Hahn, I've known Dr. Hahn for many, many years. He and I have kept in contact. We are both from this industry. He is our new Senior Director of Product Development. He has a bachelor's, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, a bachelor's from Jiao Tong University, and he has a PhD from the University of Utah. And so he's a local boy now, and we are so excited to have him. He's got a lot of experience in product development and research and development. He's got a lot of experience in direct selling. He's been at leading companies within our industry, and so we're really excited to have his expertise, his education, his knowledge. He has actually developed over 100 different products in his experience. And so he's going to be a real valuable asset, a valuable addition to our For Life R&D team. And I would like to take this moment to give him a few minutes so that he can just introduce himself. So Dr. Han, can you go ahead and take a minute to share a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. David Vollmer, for the introduction. Welcome and thank you everyone for joining us today. I'm very excited and happy to join For Life, a great company that is committed to offer the best science-based product with the best quality and efficacy. And further, it's my great pleasure to meet with all of you today. What a wonderful audience we have here. During my career as a product scientist and research, I got asked one question a lot. Hey, Larry, what's the most rewarding and proud part of your work? I always believe that the most rewarding and proud part of my work is when I see our products reach to the hands of our distributors and customers like you, each of you, all of you. And I know that these products will make a very positive impact on your life and health. This is the most rewarding and proud part of my work. Your trust and support in For Life and For Life products are what keep us going above and beyond. Once again, I welcome and thank all of you for joining us today. I hope you will have some fun and enjoy what we have to share with you. Without further ado, let's get back to Dr. David Vollmer's presentation. Thank you all.
Thanks, Dr. Han. So as you can see, we are super excited to have him on board. We think he's going to be doing great things for Life, great things for Southeast Asia market as well. And we're just really excited to have him. So let's go ahead and move on now and jump back into our topic at hand, which is For Life Transfer Factor Collagen. So some of you who were at the last presentation will recognize some of these slides. And so I'm just going to go through them for the benefit of people who weren't at those events. And then after that, Dr. Han is going to present the newest data, which nobody has seen. You guys are going to be the first ones to see it. And I'm really excited to have Dr. Han share it with you. So just a couple introductory things in terms of collagen. So collagen, as we know, is made up of amino acids. These amino acids, when we link them together, they become chains. And these chains wrap around each other to form what are called helixes, much like DNA is a helix. And as these helix lay down together, they create these sheets. And then if you put these sheets on top of one another, you get collagen structure. And that's what the collagen looks like in our bodies. That's what gives it the strength and the flexibility in our bodies. And of course, as we know, collagen as it pertains to skin actually makes up a majority of our skin. In fact, it's about 70% of our skin. It's what gives our skin its support, its firmness, its elasticity. It's a very, very important protein within our body. And we know that as we age, that collagen levels decline. And as those collagen levels decline, then we start to see some of what we call the visual hallmarks of aging. And that's fine lines and wrinkles, skin losing its firmness and elasticity. And that's all because collagen is being lost as we age. We also know that collagen is important in hair. It actually strengthens our hair follicles, and our hair follicles actually regulate the growth of collagen through these complex actions of hormones and immune cells. And that's a really key point, is understanding the impact of collagen and immune in our immune system, because we as the immune system company really want to create products that not only help different areas of our health, but also help our immune system. And what we find is that there are so many aspects of our immune system that impact other areas. And this is another example of why our immune system is so important, and strengthening and keeping our immune system strong is very important. Collagen is also known to coat damaged hair strands, and that allows our hair to restore its moisture. We know that split ends are usually related to the dryness, and so keeping moisture within our hair also helps repair those split ends. And so collagen is a very important part of the health of our hair. We also know that collagen plays a big part in our fingernails. It's a major protein in the nail beds. It's used to repair brittle or damaged nail beds, and it helps and aids in the growth and improve their appearance. So now let's turn our attention to things that steal collagen, right? So we've learned a little bit about what collagen is, what the benefits are in the different parts of our body, but what are things that steal collagen? Well, as I mentioned earlier, aging is probably one of the biggest things that steals collagen. And so when we think about aging, we talk about being in our 20s and 30s and 40s. And what happens is that the collagen fibers that we talked about earlier, where there are these healthy helixes and sheets and strands, they actually start to deplete. They start to reduce these these collagenous fibers start to reduce as we get older. So when we think about our best years in terms of skin health, the 20s and the 30s, what happens is the collagen levels are starting to decrease. And they decrease because we also have vascular tissue that's decreasing as well. And our vascular tissue is really what gets the nutrients to our skin to make our collagen and our skin so healthy. And as we age, the vascular tissue starts to thin out, the ability of nutrients and collagen synthesis to occur decreases, and collagen fibers are reduced, and fine lines and wrinkles start to appear. We also know that ultraviolet light degrades collagen. And so when we have too much ultraviolet light, that reduces collagen production. It also penetrates in the deep layers of the skin and causes fine lines and wrinkles. And when we think about UV radiation, of course, we know UV radiation comes from the sun, but it also comes from tanning beds as well as indoor and outdoor lighting equipment. And so when you think about indoor lighting equipment, things that light up indoor, our cell phones might be another source of ultraviolet light, particularly blue light, which is also known to cause issues with collagen synthesis in our skin. Free radicals is another area. So I'm talking about extraneous factors that reduce collagen. Free radicals actually have a negative effect on all cells within our body, and that especially includes skin cells as well as hair follicles, because those are in direct contact, direct exposure to free radicals, which are generally associated with pollution and so on. Yeah, here was a little interesting fact that as I was putting this slide together a while back, I did not realize, but our diet, the amount of sugar and refined carbs that we have in our diets actually affect collagen synthesis. And as I started to think about it, it makes sense, because collagen synthesis, when it comes into, so collagen is a protein, when it comes into contact with sugars, it actually forms a glycation process. It's called the Maillard reaction. And what happens is that the sugar binds to the proteins, including collagen proteins, and it causes these protein fibers to become stiff and malformed. And so our diet, especially those that are high in sugar or in refined carbohydrates, actually impacts our collagen as well. And so a couple things on how we can safeguard collagen. Well, we know that UV light is a big problem with our skin. And so using sunscreen as a regular part of our routine will help safeguard our collagen. We know that refined sugars has a negative effect. And so having a proper diet will also improve collagen synthesis. And then avoiding free radicals, right? And so avoiding areas where there's high pollution, high amount of free radicals that can damage not only our skin cells, but all cells in our body. So now let's turn our attention to the product that everybody's excited about. It's 4Life Transfer Factor Collagen. This is a product where beauty starts from within. And that's really important tonight, because we're talking about some of the newest research that we're going to talk about is really beauty from within research. I'm not going to talk about that part of it right now. I'm going to leave that to Dr. Han, because that's really the exciting part. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the research and the ingredients that go into this product and why this is such a special product. So there's 4 main ingredients in our product. There's, of course, the collagen, which comes from hydrolyzed fish collagen. We also have vitamin C and vitamin E in this product. And of course, we have 4Life Trifactor formula. We're going to talk a little bit about why we have Trifactor in this formula. But first, before we do that, let's talk about the collagen. And so remember, we talked about collagen being in these helixes. But collagen is actually the formation of multiple peptides. And when we hydrolyze those multiple peptides, they become smaller peptides, right? And so we've taken these big helixes, we've broken them up, we've hydrolyzed them into longer peptides, which are then broken down into smaller peptides. And there's a reason for that. Why do we hydrolyze collagen? Because when you are working with big, large peptides that collagen is made up of, oftentimes it's too large for our bodies to digest it. It's too large for our bodies to absorb it, and it's too large for our bodies to utilize it. And so we need to take these big, large bioactive proteins and break them down into smaller pieces so it allows our body to utilize it in a much more efficient way. If we hydrolyze them too far and we're left with small amino acids, it's difficult for them to form collagen internally within a very short period of time. And so the size of the collagen, the molecular size of the collagen, is a very important aspect of what makes a good collagen. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But in general, hydrolyzed collagen is best for rapid digestion and absorption. And then having rapid digestion and absorption allows our body to then utilize these wonderful peptides that infer skin health and hair health and nail health. So what's different about the transfer factor collagen compared to other collagens on the market? I know because I've been over to Southeast Asia multiple times. I go into health stores all the time just to see what's popular in Southeast Asia, and I see a lot of collagen products. And so when I think about that, I say, okay, well, what's different about transfer factor collagen than what's already out in the market? And that's really important information for you guys to know, because when you go out and start talking to people about collagen, they're going to wonder, what's different about this? Why is this better than something that I can get at a health store? And I want to tell you a little bit about why ours is different and why ours is better. And it's because of the work that we did going into the research for these ingredients. And so we did things like amino acid analysis. The composition of amino acids is important. The molecular weight distribution, right? So we take these big collagen peptides, we hydrolyze them down to smaller peptides that are easy to digest. There's a certain sweet spot in terms of the size of the collagen, and we call that molecular weight distribution. And so we investigate that because that makes a big difference as to whether you have a collagen that is really, really good and can be absorbed and get where it needs to, or a collagen that doesn't get absorbed and it just gets left to do whatever. And then, of course, we have wonderful clinical results that support the collagen in this product. And of course, we have transfer factor, which we know if you've been with 4Life for any amount of time, you know that 4Life transfer factor is exclusive to 4Life. There's not another collagen product out there on the market that has transfer factor, and we're going to tell you why that's so important here in the next few slides. Okay, so amino acid analysis. So remember, these collagen peptides are made up of amino acids, and what we've done is we've taken the collagen peptides and we've broken them down in experiments to find out how much collagen, how much amino acids are in these different collagen sources. And we've looked at fish collagen, we've looked at bovine collagen, we've looked at chicken collagen, all different types of collagens. Because when you go out in the marketplace and you look at collagens, there's all kinds of collagens from all kinds of different sources. And so you have to wonder which one is the best, right? Is bovine collagen better than fish collagen? Well, I'm going to tell you why fish collagen is the best. And this is one example of it, is that the amino acid analysis tells us there are specific amino acids, glycine, proline, hydroxyproline, arginine. These are really, really important amino acids as it pertains to skin health. And what you see here is that fish collagen is very, very high in these amino acids compared to some of the other collagens. And so that's kind of one of the first things that you look at in terms of deciding what ingredients are going to go in this type of product. We want products that have ingredients that have a beneficial effect. And here we're looking at the amino acids that are in these peptides and what effect they might have as it pertains to skin health and so on. The other important aspect is the molecular weight distribution, or really we're talking about the size of the collagen, right? And so if it's too big, it doesn't get digested. If it's too small, it doesn't know where it needs to go. And so there's this really sweet spot of size of collagen that really helps the efficiency of how collagen helps with our skin health and hair health and all that. And what I'm showing here is this is a distribution, a molecular weight distribution. And you're looking at the blue line. This is the fish collagen, and it has this wonderful distribution, this wonderful size distribution that tells you it's the right size, it's not too big, it's not too small, and it knows where to get, right? There's a sweet spot of molecular weight, excuse me, that the collagen that we have in TF collagen, there's a nice size that we have that allows it to easily digest and get where it needs to go. And the way we know that this is the best collagen is, of course, to do studies, right? And so here I want to talk about a few studies that we've done on this ingredient to show the benefits. These are studies, these are clinical studies. They're independent studies, so we didn't do them. They were done by third-party labs. They were all placebo-controlled. And so what that means is sometimes you got a placebo, sometimes you got collagen, and they were blinded. It was a double-blind study, so nobody knew whether they were getting placebo or whether they were getting collagen. So whatever the true result is, we know because it was placebo-controlled and it was double-blinded. This study also included 95 middle-aged women, and so here we're looking at people who we would expect to have the greatest impact with the collagen product, and we studied only 2.5 grams of collagen per day for 12 weeks. Now, keep in mind, the product that we have, that you have, the TF collagen, there's 5 grams of collagen. So it's double what we're talking about in this particular study. Now, because it was a clinical study, we can say it's clinically proven. The people who did the study were dermatologists, so it's been dermatology tested, clinically proven. One of the interesting aspects of the study is we can look at how firm our skin is when we take this collagen. And this is an example. This is called a cutometer. This is an instrument that allows us to measure the elasticity, the firmness, the fatigue of a skin. And what you see on your right is if I take collagen at the beginning of the study versus the end of the study, I can see a decrease in elasticity with the collagen, much, much greater than the decrease in elasticity with the placebo. And so what that means is that my face is getting firmer. The elasticity is decreasing. My face is getting firmer. And that's an objective measurement that we found within this study. We also looked at wrinkles. In this particular study, we looked at perioral wrinkles. And what you see again is a decrease in wrinkles with the collagen versus with the placebo. One of the interesting aspects of this study as well is looking at the skin complexion. And on the left, you can kind of see the skin complexion. This is a person who has heterogeneous complexion, and so it's not even. And what was interesting about this product is that when you take the collagen, you can actually see an improvement in that evenness, right? That skin complexion becomes more even, it becomes less heterogeneous. Alongside that study, we also saw an improvement in skin radiance. The brightness of our skin improved with collagen as compared to with placebo. The second study we did, again, same type of study, independent, third-party clinical study, placebo-controlled, right? So we have a placebo and we have a transfer factor collagen, double-blind, so nobody knows what they're taking. And this was done on 60 middle-aged women. And this was done with 5 grams of collagen, which is the same amount of collagen that we have in transfer factor collagen. And in this case, we only did it for 8 weeks. So again, we looked at things like elasticity and fatigue. Here's a data point that shows that skin fatigue, the ability of the skin to bounce back. We show an improvement with collagen compared to placebo. We also looked at periorbital wrinkles. Again, we see an improvement in wrinkles with the TF collagen compared to a placebo. And we saw an increase in skin firmness. Now, one of the interesting things about this measurement, the skin firmness, they didn't do it on the face. They didn't measure the firmness of the face. They actually measured the firmness of the belly, right? This study, they actually measured firmness of the belly. And so you would never think about collagen firming up your belly, but they actually have data. This study has data to show that it firms up the skin on your belly. So something to think about, something new and unique and different about transfer factor collagen. Another area that they saw improvements was skin hydration. This was done particularly in the cold winter months. They saw improvements within skin hydration. The third and final study, again, another placebo-controlled double-blind study. This was 57 middle-aged women. This was 2.5 grams of collagen per day for 12 weeks. So very similar to the first study. And the reason why I want to show this study is because this was an amazing result that I wasn't expecting at all as we were investigating the ingredients. What they found is that this collagen, the collagen that's in transfer factor collagen, actually improves skin lightness. And what I learned when I came over to Southeast Asia is that people love light skin, right? Everybody on this call probably loves light skin. If we were here in the States and other parts of the world, people wouldn't necessarily want that. They usually want darker skin. But in this case here, particularly as it pertains to Southeast Asia, we see an improvement in skin lightness. And that's a wonderful result, particularly for this market. This data also showed improvements in elasticity, in skin fatigue. It also showed tone, an improvement in the evenness and the tone of the skin, as well as, of course, improvement in fine lines and wrinkles. And then what was also unique about this product is not only did we do all these objective measurements, we actually also asked the participants, what do you think's happening? How do you think this is making you feel? And the improvements that they found were in brightness, in radiance, and in hydration. And that's a really powerful, powerful piece of data because now you have objective measurements that are showing these types of improvements, but then you also have these self-reported improvements. Like, I feel like my skin is brighter. I feel like my skin is radiant. And so the customers who are taking this are feeling this. And then we also have measurements that are showing this. So we have 2 pieces of data that correlate with each other, that link to each other, that people feel it and you can see it and you can measure it. And it's a wonderful, wonderful piece of data to have, to be able to link together people's feelings with the actual results of the study. So as we summarize the differences between the different sources of collagen, what we find is that fish collagen by far is much more researched in terms of the benefits of skin health than compared to bovine, compared to chicken, and so on. And that's really, again, really important, because if you have somebody that you're talking to and they say, well, I already got some collagen, I bought it at the health food store, and they bought collagen that might be bovine sourced or chicken sourced, they're not going to get the same benefits that they're going to get if they take TF collagen, because marine collagen that's in TF collagen is much, much better. It's a much better source as it pertains to skin health, hair health, as well as nail health. So let's talk a little bit about the ingredients. Of course, we have 4Life Trifactor formula. As we all know, 4Life Trifactor formula is an immune benefiting ingredient. And when we think about our skin, really our skin is our first line of defense for our immune system, right? We have all these health threats out around us, and our skin is really one of the first lines of defense. Now, Trifactor formula has ultrafactor, it has ovofactor, and it has nanofactor. And remember that Trifactor formula allows us to provide education to our immune cells. In this particular case, for this collagen, we have 100 milligrams of 4Life Trifactor formula in every stick pack of collagen. And again, stimulates and regulates the immune function. And that's really, really important when it comes to skin health. In fact, why is transfer factor important in TF collagen? Well, again, as I mentioned, our skin, you can think of it as an immunological organ. And in fact, when we study our skin, we find out that there are 20 billion T cells in the human skin. That's more than T cells that are in our blood. And of course, we know that T cells have memory, meaning that they can be educated to be able to respond to the health threats that surround us in everyday life. One other important note about 4Life transfer factor is that we know from our research from years ago that it modulates overactive T cells. And so when you think about issues of skin that you have, oftentimes these issues that you have with skin are because you have overactive immune system, and you can have really, really tough complications with your skin when you have an overactive immune system. And we know transfer factor helps regulate, helps bring our immune system into balance. We also know that transfer factor that's derived from bovine colostrum also improves the growth rate of skin cells, fibroblasts. It helps them grow and become strong. And of course, with ovofactor, which is from chicken egg yolk, there are peptides in chicken egg yolk that will help stimulate hair growth. So there's many, many good reasons why we would have transfer factor, Trifactor in a collagen formula. We also, of course, have vitamin C and vitamin E. These are wonderful antioxidants, and antioxidants also allow us to neutralize free radicals. They also support healthy skin, healthy hair and nails. And vitamin C is actually needed for collagen synthesis. So remember, as we age and as we have all these extraneous factors that steal our collagen, we need these things like vitamin C to help synthesize more collagen for us. So not only do we need the collagen itself, but we also need these other ingredients that help synthesize the collagen in our bodies. And of course, vitamin E is a wonderful ingredient to protect skin from too much UV light. Sometimes people think about that as an internal sunscreen. And what was really interesting and fun about the development of this product is that as we were going through the development, as we were talking to all kinds of different researchers, people who were experts in skin and hair and nails, we had a person that we were talking to who said, what you guys are doing is, how you develop this product is very, very unique. It's a unique approach to developing a product. In fact, it's so unique, you should think about publishing it. And when they first mentioned that, I thought, we're publishing how we developed a product? I mean, isn't that kind of releasing, isn't that trade secrets? But it was so important how we did things, and it was so innovative how we did this thing that we decided, let's go ahead and publish this paper. Of course, we have patents and everything around formulas and all that, so we don't worry about people stealing the formula. But it was just really refreshing to know that as we developed this formula, as we developed this product, that there were scientists, there were researchers out there who were experts in this field who said, this is worth publishing. You should let people know about the benefits of how you guys are developing a product. And so we published that. That's an open access article. And so you can go out and search on Google and find that article and read it for yourself, and it'll go through all this wonderful detailed process of how we develop this product. And now with that, I want to start to transition over into another area of research that Dr. Han's going to talk about. And so as you start to listen to this, remember everything that I've talked about really points to the visual hallmarks of aging, right? Our skin, our nails, our hair. These are the external facets of our health. But there's also some wonderful things that are going on in our bodies that we don't necessarily see. And that's why we consider transfer factor collagen a beauty from within type of product. And so with that, I'm going to turn the time now over to Dr. Han, and he's going to talk a little bit about the most recent research that we have done on transfer factor collagen to show this aspect of beauty from within. Dr. Hahn?
All right, thank you, Dr. David Vollmer, for the very informative and visual presentation on the clinical results of this full life transfer factor collagen. This is really wonderful. And thank you everyone for spending your time with us and staying with us. It's my pleasure to share with you another recently finished study, as Dr. David mentioned. So this study is about full life transfer factor collagen's impact on telomerase activity in human cells. That's exactly what Dr. David said. We're talking about the beauty from within. So hopefully this study will give you some insight about how this wonderful full life transfer factor collagen is working inside our body, specifically in human cells. Before we talk about the study, let us talk about some background of telomeres and telomerase, so you know what they are and how to talk to other people about those. So what are telomeres and telomerase? So simply put, telomeres are specialized protective structures found at the ends of chromosomes. Telomerase is an enzyme that extends the telomeres. So you can imagine that telomeres of chromosomes are just like end caps of shoelace. Now they keep chromosomes stable, just like end caps keep your shoelace intact. The interest and the research into telomeres have been multi-decade long and still ongoing quest. These scientists are only a few representatives among numerous scientists who contributed to such a quest. As early as the 1930s, Muller and McClintock suspected that the ends of chromosomes have a protective role in keeping chromosomes stable. Early 1970s, Lovnikov recognized that chromosomes could not completely replicate their ends. He further suggested that DNA sequences are lost every time a cell divides until the loss reaches a critical level, at which point the cell cannot divide anymore. Blackburn was awarded the 2009 Nobel Prize for the discovery of how chromosomes are protected by telomeres and the enzyme telomerase. Thanks to this scientist, now we know that telomeres are specialized protective structures at the ends of chromosomes. Telomerase is an enzyme that protects and extends the telomeres. Many of you might still wonder why telomeres and telomerase are so important for myself, specifically for my cells and the body, and why I should care. Telomeres keep chromosomes stable, just like end caps keep shoelace intact. Our cells divide as we age. This is just part of the normal aging process. Each time a cell divides, the telomeres become shorter. So telomeres essentially act as a timekeeper of the cells. Eventually, telomeres end up being too short to protect the chromosomes, which leads to programmed cell death. Telomere shortening is strongly linked to cellular aging. In other words, helping protect telomere length might lead to improved health during the aging process. We know that telomerase is an enzyme that extends the telomeres. This is why you should care about the telomeres and telomerase. I want to further illustrate a little bit more about how telomerase extends the telomeres of chromosomes. Telomerase is a structure that has both protein, which is colored in gray, and RNA, which is colored in yellow in this cartoon. During cell replication and division process, telomerase binds to the overhang of the DNA strand, which is colored in green here. Then it uses its own RNA as a template to extend the DNA sequence. By extending the DNA sequence, telomerase extends the telomeres of the chromosomes. So regarding this background, if there's anything I want you to memorize or remember would be telomeres are the so-called protective structure at the ends of the chromosomes. It's just like end caps of the shoelace that protect your chromosomes, which are your very important genetic materials. And telomerase is an enzyme that further protects and extends the telomeres. Okay, now you already know about telomeres and telomerase, as well as their function and importance in human cells. Now let's talk about the recent study of for-life transfer factor collagen's impact on telomerase activity in human cells. This study was performed at the Roskamp Institute, a world-renowned lab that specialized in aging diseases. The study itself is quite complex, but briefly speaking, cells were either cultured with or without for-life transfer factor collagen for several weeks. Then the cells, at the time they went through the so-called replication and division process, which is also known as passage. Then after passage 2, 5, 9, 11, and 10, and 15, cells were collected and analyzed respectively for telomerase activity. Telomerase activity was measured by a so-called ELISA technology. So it's a techy acronym which you don't need to memorize, but the bottom line here is that this ELISA is a very sensitive technology to specifically measure telomerase activity in human cells. Let's look at what we got here. Here are the study results. On the left half are the cells with no treatment. On the right half are the cells with for-life transfer factor collagen treatment. Different colors indicate the different passages. For example, the blue one is for passage 2, and the black one is for passage 15. And the heights of the bars indicate the activity of the telomerase. All the bars have been normalized by comparison to that of passage 2. On the left side, for the cells with no treatment, telomerase activity gradually decreased as the cells divided. Passage 2 has the highest activity, as you can see, which is the blue bar. Passage 5 is lower. Passage 9 is further lower. Passage 11 is even lower, and passage 15 has the lowest telomerase activity. As you already know, this is part of the normal aging process as cells divide. For the cells with for-life transfer factor collagen, in contrast, telomerase activity showed a trend of increase as cells divided. This just seems like a reversed outcome compared to the cells with no treatment. Passage 5 here is higher than passage 2. The passage 9 is further higher. And passage 11 is even higher. And the passage 15 has the highest telomerase activity. I'm sure you probably already noticed that at passage 15, the for-life transfer factor collagen treated cells saw a threefold difference in telomerase activity compared to that of no treatment cells. That is over 200% increase. It's truly phenomenal. Now, let's wrap up what we have talked about so far. And we know that telomeres are an important biomarker of cellular aging. And we also know that increased telomerase activity might help protect telomere length. And further, helping protect telomere length might lead to improved health during our normal aging process. And we further learned from a recent independent study that cells that were treated with for-life transfer factor collagen showed over 200% increase in telomerase activity compared to cells with no such treatment. Now, not only we learn about these results from this wonderful in vitro study, but also we learn about the very visual clinical results earlier from Dr. David Vollmer. I'm sure now you're probably wondering how much and how often you should take full life transfer factor collagen. We typically recommend people to consume 1 sachet or more each day. You can mix with a cup of water, which is about 250 milligram. You're also welcome to mix it with your drink of choice. It's just like what I'm doing here. Cheers, everyone. Tastes very good. Okay, with this, I'd like to thank all of you again for staying with us, and I hope you found some useful information from this presentation. Now let me relay the control to our MC, Dr. Tan.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Laurie Hunt, and thank you, Dr. Vollmer, for this detailed explanation on this new finding and also sharing about for life collagen. I think we all learned a new word today, which is telomerase. And it will most likely be the word of the week for all our distributors. Okay, I think distributors may have questions right now. So guys, we'll be opening the chat for questions. Please ask your questions in the chat. Okay, this new finding is amazing because it shows that collagen actually helps our DNA stays younger. So that's really, really incredible. We'll never look at collagen the same way again after this. Okay, we'll look at it with new respect every day, and we'll be taking collagen diligently. All right, let's look at our first question. I think we'll leave it to you, Dr. Vollmer or Dr. Han, which either one of you can answer the question. What role does transfer factor play in this product, TF Collagen?
Yeah, it's a great question. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if we think about the immune system, right? The immune system is present in many different parts of our body. And what we found as we were researching this collagen product is that our skin, we can actually think of our skin as an immunological organ. Our skin has immune cells, just like our body does, just like where most of our immune cells are in our digestive tract and our intestines. We also have immune cells on our skin. And that's a very important aspect, particularly when you think about issues that you can have with your skin. Oftentimes these issues are related to overactive immune system. And so as we started to learn the impact of our immune system as it pertains to our skin, it really made a lot of sense for us to put transfer factor into this product. Transfer factor, as you know, if you've been with For Life for any amount of time, transfer factor is a wonderful ingredient that confers an immune benefit. And so considering that our skin is an immunological organ, it makes perfect sense why we would have transfer factor in this product.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Vollmer. Next question, how is For Life collagen different from plant-based collagen?
It's a great question. It's one that I've been asked before. So when you think about plant-based collagen, you're really not talking about collagen that's derived from plants, like you would think of collagen derived from fish or derived from bovine. When you say plant-derived collagen, really what that is there are ingredients within plants that can help during the synthesis of collagen. It's not a supply of collagen. And so when I think about our collagen and compare it to plant collagens, I think about our collagen not only having a wonderful source of collagen, the marine collagen, but also having other ingredients that help boost the synthesis of collagen. And so you can think about it as being able to have the supply and also create the supply. And when you talk about plant-based collagens, really you're just talking about ingredients that help boost the synthesis of collagen. They're not a source of collagen though. And so that's the biggest difference, where TF collagen has both the collagen, the source, and it has the ingredients that will help synthesize it. Plant-based collagens only have ingredients that will help synthesize collagen. And so it's coming at it from only one angle, whereas we're coming at it from two different angles.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And what about, well, there are some distributors who are really concerned about the level of heavy metal in the fish that we use, the fish source that we use for collagen. Could you care to comment on that?
Sure, it's a great question. It's an issue if you don't pay attention to it. We of course pay very, very close attention to these types of things. Just a quick word about the fish. So we have fish from both farms as well as freshwater fish, and so we have two different varieties. In the farm, in the fish that are derived from farms, they monitor the water, the quality of the water, and so that is not really an issue in that situation. In the wild fish, we can monitor it by doing heavy metal analysis. And what we and we do this with all of our products, right? I mean, because we want to make sure that all of our products have no contamination, whether it's heavy metals or microbial contamination or pesticides or anything. And so we have a very, very wonderful quality control lab that does testing for heavy metals. We have certain limits on heavy metals that if we test this ingredient before it ever gets to the product, right? We test each ingredient, including the collagen, to make sure that there are no heavy metals in those raw materials and or in those ingredients. And if we find that we have a material like collagen that has a high level of, let's say, mercury, we wouldn't use it. We would reject that ingredient before it ever went in the product, right? And so that's kind of speaks to the quality control process of things. But even back to the vendor monitors that, and then we verify the heavy metal contamination in our products, and we ensure we do the testing on every lot to make sure that there is no heavy metal contamination in the ingredients before they ever go into the products. And once we have that assurity, once we've done that testing to show that there's no heavy metals in these ingredients, then we can use them. Then they're released to be created into our products. And then beyond that, we actually test the finished product as well. And so we're really testing it twice. We're testing it at the ingredient level to make sure it's not there. And then we're testing the finished product again, right? So it's getting tested again to make sure that there's no heavy metals or no contaminants within our products.
Okay, that's very reassuring. Thank you, Dr. Vollmer.
Sure.
I think I need to remind everyone, please do not ask any disease-specific questions or any questions that have to do with a health claim of that kind, of that nature, okay? We won't be answering those questions. Okay, is there a maximum dose for collagen? Is there too much? How much is too much collagen?
That's a great question. I don't know that I know the answer. What I do know is that the research that we have done on our products support us to be able to take collagen. And so that's two different packets. So if you wanted to take 2 packets in one day, that would be absolutely fine because the research supports that. I'm not sure what the maximum you would want to take, but I know it's safe to take up to 10 grams because there's research that supports that.
Oh, all right. Thank you. That's good information for us here. And is there a best time to take collagen?
I'm sorry?
Is there a best time to take for life collagen? Morning?
Oh, yeah, the best time. So there's not really a best time, an optimal time to take collagen. There is some vitamins. So like vitamin E is a fat soluble vitamin. So when we think about the vitamin E that's in transfer factor collagen, that would be best absorbed if you take it with a meal. And so not necessarily taking it on, take it with breakfast. You might take it with as a smoothie. You might take it with lunch. But there's really no bad time to take it. But if you wanted to get the optimal benefits, you might take it with a meal.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And if someone were to take 2 packets of collagen a day, what would be the earliest effects they can see on the skin, hair, and nails?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know that we haven't. I know that you can take that from a safety standpoint. I don't know that we have data that would tell us how quickly that would happen. I know in some of the studies where we were looking at 2.5 to 5 grams, they were seeing results as early as 4 weeks. And so I would expect that you're going to at least see some results in 4 weeks.
Okay, in 4 weeks. All right.
But keep in mind that every person's different. And so most of the studies support go out to 12 weeks to account for people. But there were results within these studies that showed positive results within 4 weeks. And we've done a number of different studies on collagen and seen the same results as well.
Okay. If someone will take collagen and bio-EFA, which is the omega-3 and 6, would it have a synergistic effect to make it feel better?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't know. I mean, generally speaking, when you take 2 different products that have different ingredients, you will get synergistic benefits if they have some of the same structure function, what we call structure function claims, right? And so if you have research that supports skin health from 2 different ingredients, by adding those 2 ingredients together, you will get additive or synergistic benefits. And so I would expect that you might see with bio-EFA some of those additive or synergistic benefits, but we haven't studied it specifically to be able to say yes or no.
Okay, all right. And this collagen from Malaysia, the international formula of collagen, will it have any additional benefit to the joints and bones?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most of the research on that is based on the type of collagen. There is some research that shows type 1 collagen, type 2 collagen having benefits on joints. That data is not as strong as the data on skin health. And so I don't know that I would call that a structure function or a primary claim for this collagen, but there is some data out there that supports joint health.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know. Okay, someone's asking whether if a person takes collagen and Pro-TF, will it be too much protein for the body?
No, our bodies are wonderful. Know what to do with products, and if you take too much, our body just doesn't use it, right? It utilizes what it needs, and it lets go of things that it doesn't need. And so that's not something that I would necessarily worry about. The beauty of taking those 2 products together is really you're getting 2 different sources, 2 different protein sources that have different benefits, right? And so when you think about collagen, of course, you get the benefits of your skin, of your hair, of your nails. And then if you take Pro-TF, you get the benefits of muscle protein synthesis, right? Because we're talking about whey protein versus collagen protein, and those are different in terms of their function. And so there's no reason to think that putting them 2 together that you're going to have problems with having too much collagen, or sorry, too much protein.
All right, thank you. Okay, we have received a few questions about this. Is it okay to mix collagen in hot drinks? Will it denature the collagen?
No, yeah, no. So we've researched that, and you have to get it pretty hot to denature it in a way that renders it not active. And so when you think about things like coffee and tea and hot cereal and porridge and that sort of stuff, you don't have to worry that the collagen is rendered non-active.
Okay. And if someone were to take collagen on a long term, say a year or 2 years, is it safe to do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no reason why you can't do that. We have people who've been taking it since September of 2019 when we were in the US. So there's no reason. There's long-term studies that show it's fine, and so there's no reason to be about long-term safety.
Okay, great. Comparing the fish collagen with bovine collagen, what is the benefits of fish collagen compared to the bovine? Is it higher bioavailability?
Yeah, that's part. Really, the benefit is that marine collagen is much more researched as it pertains to skin health, hair health, and nail health. And so when we were creating this product, we were looking at the different sources of collagen. We realized that there was overwhelming amount of research in marine collagen compared to the other sources of collagen. That's why we went with the marine collagen.
I see. Okay, I think we will end the Q&A session here. Okay, I know you have lots of questions, everyone, but because of time constraint, we will have to stop the Q&A session and move on to the next session. So Dr. Vollmer and Dr. Han, thank you very much for being with us here today. We truly appreciate your explanation and helping us understand better what collagen is and the new findings. So we're gonna let you go now because I think it's 8 p.m. over in Salt Lake City.
Well, am I not part of the raffle? Can I not win?
You're Friday night over there, so maybe you have plans to do other fun stuff.
Okay. I hear my kids calling me upstairs, so maybe I'll come and see what they're doing.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Vollmer and Dr. Han. Yeah. Okay, we truly appreciate both of you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year of Ox. Thank you.
Yes, the year of Ox. Thank you. Okay, everyone, thank you.